Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vassie Balkum speaking to you from the site of H. Weil Brothers, located on South Center Street here in Goldsboro. It's a very bright, sunshiny June 28th morning this morning, which is in sharp contrast to February 9th of this year, when H. Weil Brothers was gutted by fire, the entire store being completely destroyed. I'm going to turn the program over now to Mr. Leland Nelson, manager of radio station WGBR, who will in turn introduce you to other personalities in the Weil firm. Here's Mr. Nelson.
Thank you, Vassie. Good morning, everybody. I don't know whether Mr. Balkum told you or not, but this is quite a memorable day in the business life of Goldsboro, and we're breaking ground down here at Weil. We're right down here on the lot, and we're going to have some ceremonies here this morning, and we want to get right along with it. And right here is Mr. Abram Weil. Mr. Abram.
Thank you. Now, we're breaking ground today and building a new wheels on the site of the old. It is our earnest wish to carry on the tradition, the wheel tradition that has gone before. This tradition that has been left us by our founders, Herman, Henry, and Saul Weil, by Emil and Joe Rosenthal, and by the late Leslie and Lionel Weil. Growing with the greater Goldsboro has been the keystone to the wheel tradition, and we shall endeavor to never lose sight of this all-important goal. We have planned this building after much effort and study. We will start with a fairly modest beginning, but hope to add to this from time to time as the opportunity affords. We have planned your wheels with every possible shopping comfort in mind. We have been inspired and encouraged by the many kind expressions of our neighbors and friends, and it is through this encouragement that we shall help to build a bigger and better Goldsboro and a better than ever wheel. We have selected a man whom you all know to dig the first shovel of dirt, a man who has been associated with wheels for more than 45 years, longer than any other now active in the business. I present to you R. Jack Smith.
Come over. I don't know if you folks out there can't hear Mr. Jack Smith here breaking the first shovel of dirt here. Mr. Smith, say hello to the folks out there.
Hello, folks. I'm glad that I can be here and shovel this dirt. I want to see work started.
Well, that's fine. How long have you been? How long have you been with H. Weil and Brothers?
Oh, don't ask me that question. More than 35 years.
All right, now, right. Well, of course, I wish we had television here. Go right ahead, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is now breaking the first shovel of dirt here. And right quick, like, we're going to get some of the other members of the firm over here. I see Lionel Weil over there. Sloppy, come right over here. Want to say a word to you? Come right over, yes, sir. Well, what do you see down here this morning, Sloppy? I see a lot of your employees over there. I know they're awfully happy about this situation.
Thanks, Mr. Nelson. I'm mighty glad to be here, and I think Mr. Jack did a mighty good job of groundbreaking.
He sure did, as old as he is. He's nearly as old as I am, Sloppy.
Glad to have everybody here, even the little girl, 4 months old.
Well, that is fine. Now I see Frank Seymour over here. Come over, Frank. Yes, sir. Big day down here with H. Weil and Brothers. Frank, what do you see down here today? How you feel this morning? That's a better question.
I'm very happy, and I hope we'll only carry on in the tradition.
Well, I know you'll do that. Now, here's Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry Weil, one of the partners. Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, Mr. Nelson.
Well, what do you think about the situation?
Well, I hope we will have good weather and make good progress on the building. Thank all you folks for coming out and giving us this fine encouragement.
Well, that is fine. Now, tell me this. I know all the people out there want to know, when are you boys going to be ready to do business? We all want to do a little trading with you.
Well, we've announced that we'll be in our building early in the spring.
In the spring. Now, I see another gentleman in town here that everybody knows. He's a little fella, but I think he can get over here, Mr. Henry Belk of the News Argus. Come on, Henry. I'm giving you a little plug there. We always do that, you know.
This is a great day in the history of Goldsboro and this section. We're all very happy that this building is to be rebuilt on very modern
lines. I've seen the plans, and it's going to be a real fine store.
That is fine. Thank you, Mr. Belk. Now, folks, we have a man that everybody knows. One of Goldsboro's most popular personalities. Here he is, Jim Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. I'm glad now that we don't have television. Because some of these folks haven't waked up enough, and they'd think they were seeing a nightmare too early Monday morning. Seriously, though, Goldsboro business firms are delighted to see that on this site of one of most historic institutions, there is rebuilding. Shortly after the fire which destroyed the plant of this firm here, the Goldsboro Merchants Association, in resolutions adopted at its meeting, pledged the active support to the members of this firm in whatever manner possible to see an early reestablishment and the rehabilitation on this site and in this community of this business. And for the merchants and for the business life of this community, we want to say every success to this enterprise in rebuilding wheels in Goldsboro for all of Carolina.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Balkum, you have some information there. I believe you'd like to tell the folks there about what H. Weil and Brothers are going to do down here. Here's Mr. Balkum.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. I want to run over just a moment the occasion here this morning. The occasion is the breaking of the ground for the new H. Weil Brothers building, which will be built on the same site as their former building was located on. The building will occupy the front of the building will occupy the entire area of 125 feet, which is the area from Giddens Jewelry Store to the Goldsboro Bookstore. As all of you probably know, Weil's is one of the oldest and finest department stores in this part of the South, and since the building was destroyed by fire last February 9th, they have been occupying the Woman's Club building, which is located on the corner of Mulberry and William Streets here in Goldsboro. As one of the partners in the Weil firm told you earlier in the broadcast this morning, they expect to occupy their new building sometime in the early spring. Of course, this breaking of the ground this morning has taken place exactly 4 months, 2 weeks, and 6 days since the old building was burned down by fire. It's also interesting to note that H. Weil and Brothers was founded by Herman and Weil brothers, Henry and Saul Weil, in 1865. It is today the oldest department store in North Carolina, having been in the same family continuously now for 83 years. The fire which completely destroyed Weil's store is the first one experienced by the Weils in their 83 years of continuous growth in Goldsboro. Interesting to note is the fact that before the turn of the century, a severe fire completely gutted a block in the heart of Goldsboro's business district, burning everything right up to Weil's Alley, but not burning any of Weil's property. The present members of the Weil firm are Abram Weil, Henry Weil, Lionel S. Weil, and Mr. G. Frank Seymour. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the occasion is over. Work has begun now on the new Weil building located in the heart of Goldsboro's shopping district.